The coronavirus is seriously serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like the severe, like the gravity of it, I understand. The problem I have with it is you have people that are like, oh, it's just like the flu. It's just like the flu, man.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have others like, oh my God, I need 70,000 packages of toilet paper to survive this pandemic.
Yeah.
And formula, which is the most irritating part to me.
Oh, yeah, I imagine.
It's like my cousin just had a baby, like last 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Just had a baby. She couldn't find formula.
Yep. I heard that a guy on Facebook was talking about that.
Like, explain the thought process of a fucking adult thinking, oh, formula is better than milk or just as good as milk. So I better stock up on that.
I don't think it's that. I think they're getting it for their baby, but they're buying 60 fucking cans of it instead of being smart.
There is no way you're that rich you can buy that many cans of formula.
Whatever. You know,
that's a lot of
if
money.
you get 60 people buying 5 cans each, that's where it's all going.
A lot of fucking money.
It's still a lot of fucking money, but people are going, like, Danny posted this status about, you know, people going crazy at the store and him needing to stock up on guns, gummy bears, and alcohol. And somebody said something, Paul said something about, he saw like a fat couple panic buying candy. When I went to the store yesterday, there was a probably 60, 70-year-old dude, giant Santa beard, Crocodile Dundee hat, with a shopping cart full of nothing but pop. This guy had 15 cases of pop at least in his shopping cart, and that was it. Nothing else. So I was like, damn, at least this dude's got his priorities straight. They're like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Nope.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the top part, the actual cart part of the cart was completely full, at least 3 rows deep.
So and then just planning on living off of Pepsi for
dude, it was everything. There's Mountain Dew, root beer. I saw some Coke in there. I'm sure he had some fucking orange drink too. Like, it was all of that shit. But I'm just sitting there going, what is the thought process there? Oh, they're going to be shut down. I better grab my soda.
Yeah, because there's never going to be soda.
Yeah, right? Well, and that's the thing, too, is like with we'll get to California shutting down, but with California shutting down, grocery stores and pharmacies are still open. Like, you can still go to them. Yeah. It's just everything else. And if you don't need to go to one of those places, they don't want you leaving your house. Which I got a funny anecdote about my sister, too, today when I told her about that. I was like, yeah, there's sounds like Kansas is going to be shut down, here in the next few weeks or so. And she's like, oh, well, that sucks. Everything's going to be closed, but at least the parks will be open. Like, Caitlin, you can't go out anywhere unless it's the grocery store or the pharmacy. Number one, and I didn't say this part, but number two, nobody's cleaning the fucking park. That's like the hubbub of coronavirus.
Like, when was the last time anybody cleaned the park?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if it's not 100 degrees outside and the metal's not 170,000 degrees.
Yeah. Shit's living on there for a while.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure there's some tardigrades and shit. Like, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, back to the pop thing for a second. I can tell a veteran pop drinker when I go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Soda, I'm sorry. I don't mean to say pop.
I call it pop.
Soda. I can tell a veteran soda drinker because they take the fucking the bottles, the 8-pack of bottles or whatever they are, and put them on the side of their cart.
Yeah. Like, bitch, I've been done this.
Like they're fucking saddlebags.
Yeah, like they're holstering that shit. Yep.
Is it that serious?
Right. Yeah, that shit's ridiculous to me, man. Like, I don't understand the things that people are buying in bulk. Like, I get if you want to have a couple loaves of bread, but 2 loaves of bread will last you 2 weeks. And that's what we're going to be shut down for if and when it happens. 2 weeks, most. You don't need 6 goddamn loaves of bread. I don't care how many people live in your house. You don't need 6 goddamn loaves of bread. And when I went to Dylan's yesterday, there was no bread left except for like a couple of, like they had those Sara Lee hamburger buns. And just like a smattering of like fucking raisin bread and the shit nobody really wants. You know?
That's the smack of the cereal world.
Yeah.
Of the bread world, sorry.
Sugar smacks.
Peanut butter was completely gone, except for crunchy. They're still crunchy.
As it
Hey.
should be.
Crunchy can go fuck
Hey.
itself.
Trash.
Hey.
Trash.
There's
Fire.
surprisingly a shitload of cereal. Like the cereal aisle was fine.
Well,
I
yeah,
was
'cause there's
kinda
no fucking
surprised
milk.
by that. That's true.
Like
Yeah,
who's gonna eat dry cereal?
Oh, well, if it comes down
Yeah.
to it.
You better put some water in that shit.
a handful
every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen.
Here's my thing.
Cereal, no milk.
Is the toilet
Peanut,
paper
no
thing.
butter.
Like, maybe it's just because, like, I don't use toilet paper. Like, I use fucking flushable wet wipes.
And those things aren't even flushable.
Yeah, they are. So,
Well, I mean, anything's flushable.
you can flush a toy. Ask my nephew.
Flush a baby.
but like, I put this on Twitter. I was like, can anybody explain to me why someone needs 7, cases of toilet paper? Someone chimed in, because the the pandemic's going on, and like they were seriously answering the question instead of reading the sarcasm.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it looks like somebody needs to learn how to ration.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ain't never had to only use 3 squares a day. Like, and here's another thing. If you ain't eating, you ain't shitting.
Well, and here's the thing. If you let's take the worst case scenario in that argument. There's a sorority house. There's 20 women in a sorority house. They have to use toilet paper every time they go to the bathroom.
Okay.
They don't
Right.
have to.
You can get through 2 weeks in that house with at max 3 cases. At absolute
Yes,
max.
max.
Yeah. Like, there's no way in hell. I don't care how many fucking people you got in your household. You don't need 6 cases of toilet paper.
Use your hand, bruh. Use your fucking t-shirt.
Like, theoretically, you
Jump in
only
the
need
shower.
one
That-
square of toilet paper.
That tells me how spoiled America is.
Yep.
That's what does it?
Yes. Is by hoarding toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope this whole thing kind of, I mean, it's not because people are dumb, but I just hope it shows everybody, like, we don't need a whole lot to make it through the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all you have to do is make it through today.
Right. I hear like a lot of people whenever they go overseas, over to different countries and shit, they're like, Americans really don't know how good they have it
No.
compared to the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So when, but then on the flip side of that, you get this pandemic and everybody just fucking doesn't know how to act, you know, and then it turns their world upside down. So then you get people doing these extreme measures and it creates an even bigger problem.
Yeah.
So how do you find how do you find a middle ground? Is it a humbling experience? Is it a, hey, maybe I need to stop what the fuck I'm doing? And
The sad, honest to God's truth is I think these people that went out and panic bought 17 goddamn things of toilet paper aren't going to learn a lesson. They're not at all. It's the common sense folks like us who were buying normally and just kind of slowly stocking up and preparing for the worst case scenario. We're learning that, hey, you can make this work no matter what. Like, I was pretty my anxiety was peaked out for a week. And then I went to the store and I got some groceries and like, I know me, my sister, and my niece and nephew are good for 2 weeks regardless. Obviously if we're still open for another 2 weeks, I'll probably need to go to the store again and restock before the official shutdown comes. But that calmed my nerves, and I didn't even get a whole fucking lot. It was just kind of like some things. I mean, there was no meat hardly at all when I went there. There's no bread. I didn't even look at milk because I was like, I don't want to buy milk and have it go bad before we even get to the shutdown phase. But it was, it was calming to know that I was prepared, that I was good. Like, I didn't need excessive amounts of anything, so I didn't get excessive amounts of anything. I just got what I knew would feed my family for 4 weeks. I hit up Paul and was like, hey man, if shit gets worse and you need a ride or need to get food, let me know. I'll help you out. I hit up another friend who is like a part-time janitor, and I was like, hey, like, you're not going to starve. I'm not going to let you starve through this. If you need any help, let me know and I'll do what I can. I can't do a whole lot, but I will get you some, food, ramen, canned food, peanut butter, whatever the fuck I can do. I will do that. And it was just, like trying to make sure the people around me that I care about were okay. And that helped kind of flatten out my anxiety a little bit through this whole thing.
So there aren't very many people that I wish got coronavirus and died. And then I went to Dylan's a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
These fucking hicks were walking around. One of them walked up I was going to get rice.
Mm-hmm.
And this motherfucker said, "Oh man, looks like they're all out of ramen noodles." And I instantly got pissed off. It's like, show some fucking respect.
Mm-hmm.
It's ramen.
Put some respect on its name.
Goddamn, like those noodles feed so many families. You're just gonna disrespect them by calling them ramen noodles?
Mm-hmm.
So
well, he's got to make them white because goddamn ramen's Chinese and they started the virus.
Yeah, that fucking.
This is probably gonna sound
worse than me wanting someone to get coronavirus.
no, I don't know what the word is. Maybe you guys will have it, but
Racist?
this it hasn't really hit me, and it hasn't really affected me directly, I guess,
because the odds are it probably won't.
So it's hard for me to panic and go out of the norm. Like, I've been quarantining myself. Like, I chill by myself in the house as much as I can. So quarantining, I guess, parentheses, I've been preparing for that for years.
That's what white privilege feels like, I think.
Well, and I mean, that's for most of us, I think that's what our daily life is, as sad as that sounds.
Yeah.
But like, it hasn't changed anything for me drastically yet. My biggest concerns are my mom has diabetes, so she's susceptible. Haley lives with her grandma, who's 70, so she's susceptible. And then my niece and nephew are 2 and 4. So I don't think they're at a risk for dying from it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know it's not good for a kid that age to get it. So my big concern was, if I catch it, I'm going to be fine. I'm not worried about me. But I could potentially kill 4 people very close to me just by being around them.
I could say it has heightened my awareness as far as at least considering other people around me being infected, and to noticing if people are actually fucking washing their hands. Like, to not wash your hands during this time is a slap in the face to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's simple minute of your life.
Not even a minute. 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Yeah, they say 20 seconds and you're good. You can sing happy birthday twice in that time and boom, you're good.
It's just...
Yeah, it's
and I'll call people out, like at work, if I see someone not, I'll be like, "Yo, man, wash your fucking hands." Like, this shit's nasty, especially with all this shit going on right now.
Yeah,
it takes one time.
Yeah,
I'm just a big skeptic for the most part, and a lot of me thinks this is like a big control experiment more than just viral shit. Like, I understand it's
damn it, where's my
deadly
X-Files
or whatever,
song
but
at? No, go ahead.
Conspiracy theory or not, like, it just seems off, because even like if there were 1 million people sick right now with it in the US or something, that's not even 1%, because we got 300 and some million people. And then there's like a 3% chance of you dying from it under that 1%. So
that's the thing though, is like, a lot of people think that there's this panic because of the virus itself, and it's not the virus that people are panicking about. It's the healthcare system not being able to withstand everybody being sick at the same time.
Yeah, it just shows how how do you say it?
Unprepared.
Yeah,
our system is.
Yeah. Well, because like it's like, I think only 2% of people actually die from it, and so that's why people aren't. A lot of the population isn't really taking, coronavirus seriously, and they're not understanding everything that goes along with that.
Right.
And I honestly remember seeing on Reddit the first 3 cases in China that were announced, that came out officially in Wuhan in December, and I was just like, okay, it's another bird flu thing, whatever, not a big deal.
And the doctor tried crying, like,
it wasn't
everybody.
It was even before that. Yeah, it was like the very, very beginning of shit starting to come out about it. and just see it exponentially grow from there and get to, I mean, it spread like fucking wildfire across Earth. Like, and then finding out that initially those first 3 people, it was still just animal to human, and then it mutated, and that's when it started spreading. And apparently it's mutated again. So now there's an S strain and an L strain. So that's why they're having so much problems fighting it, is because they got 2 different strains of this shit. And it could potentially keep mutating. That 2% fatality rate could skyrocket if it mutates in the right way. Yeah. And that's the scary part, you know? I mean, I don't think it's a control experiment. I've heard so many of the fucking things. Well, the U.S. created it in Carolina and they shipped it over to China. No, they didn't. It was not a man-made thing. It came from an animal. It moved to humans just through some random act of fucking God or whatever you want to call it.
Like how people evolve, viruses also evolve like that.
Yeah, Neil said that on Sway in the morning.
Damn, he went on Sway and dropped that shit?
Yeah, he said,
bars.
This is basically natural selection.
Mm-hmm.
It has to evolve viruses evolve just like life does.
Well, and I think people would understand it more if they understood the flu more. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody realizes, like, people think when you get the flu, it's just the flu. No, every year the flu is different.
Mm-hmm.
Every single fucking year, it mutates, it evolves, it changes to succeed better at whatever it's trying to do.
You know, so if this is part of, well, I'm going to say not if, since this is part of natural selection, it's just kind of weird being alive during it all.
Oh, yeah.
And being aware of it, and then to just hopefully not a mass amount of people die from it, but
still, I mean, we're living in history right now.
Yeah, like if you're weak, you ain't gonna survive. You gone. Simple as that.
What's more weird to me is that I remember like vaguely hearing about swine flu in passing.
Mm-hmm.
It killed like millions of people in the United States.
Andrew Yang talked about that on Breakfast
H1N1.
Club.
I thought that was in China.
No, that was here. It killed millions of people here.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't remember. Was I in high? I think no, because Obama was president.
And that's the thing about swine flu is the same thing as what coronavirus started out as. It was animal to human. It never gained that person to person thing. No, as a virus.
It was a virus. Okay.
I know SARS is a coronavirus. It's just this strain of coronavirus is different than SARS was.
So how did they get the name? Were they drinking?
The coronavirus is the overarching name for all of it.
Well, I know, but how did you even come up with corona? Like, hit
no
blunt.
Fucking idea. Yeah,
corona.
Just the first thing you saw on the table. Yeah, it's because whenever I tell somebody that SARS is a coronavirus, I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, well, that's the overarching. That's why they call it COVID-19, because it's the strain of coronavirus that it is.
Kind of like a genius, or
many things,
whatever. Like
it's the same thing as calling the Affordable Care Act Obamacare. It's just they're the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just there's 2 different names for it. It's just the Affordable Care Act is the real name, but everybody called it Obamacare.
Yeah,
you know.
But back to Chris's thing, I don't really have an opinion on if it's man-made or if it's not.
It's not man-made.
Okay.
Yeah, it's officially not man-made.
It is weird though how it just boom.
Yeah.
But when you think about every other disease or every other virus, it's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just spreading from person to person because
and
we're not.
You can blame social media for all the noise, but there was always news. There was radio. It's just weird how much it's affecting us when we've been through this shit.
I think social media though has intensified it.
It's
because think about it, like if it was like this in the 80s or early 90s.
Well, I mean, when the Spanish flu hit, this is equivalent to the Spanish flu. It's just not killing as many people.
Yo, they're calling Bill Cosby the Spanish flu now?
Spanish fly. You got confused.
My bad.
Yeah. But no, because like they said the Spanish flu kind of spread in a similar way. Like people kept traveling and it just, exponential growth got it. and that's what killed a lot of people. Like I was watching this video that was talking about how when it first got to the United States, Philadelphia refused to shut down a parade, and they had one of the highest death tolls in the United States when it hit. 2 days later, St. Louis shut down the city, and they had the lowest death toll in the states. You know,
I saw that.
And that's what I think people aren't understanding. Well, why do I got to be inconvenienced? Why do I keep seeing people let them shut down the place? I'm not staying in my house. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Like we all got to do
stay
this
in your house. Just don't go close to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, and I think when it finally comes down that they shut down everything, they're wanting people to stay in their house. They don't even want them to go like on a walk down the street kind of thing. But at the same time, like
So they want it to turn into fucking Chernobyl?
minus the chemical.
Minus the radiation?
I guess if you say it's okay to go outside, everybody's going to, and then there's going to be crowds.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's the thing about it is because, I mean, the reality is we all got to work together on this. I mean, the government's not going to help us. Nobody's going to help us. Like, we just got to be like, okay, everybody gets a 2-week staycation. Fucking make it work, dude. You can go in your backyard. You can go in your front yard. Like, I saw that picture of the 4 dudes in the cul-de-sac standing, like, basically a little bit further than we are apart, just drinking beers and hanging out. You know, you can still do that. Nobody's going to fucking come and gun you down if you're standing outside your house. Just don't go anywhere. Like, you don't need to go anywhere. You can literally do get your shit prepared, have the stuff you need. If you need to go to the store in the middle of it, nobody's going to stop you from going to the store. Just don't everybody go to the store at one fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, it's I wish people would get it through their fucking skulls, but there's so many, this is America. They can't tell me what to do. Like, no, motherfucker, shut the fuck up.
No,
shut the fuck up.
Let them do it. They can fucking die.
Exactly.
Like, honestly, like this with the rate that stupid people are reproducing, we can stand to lose a few.
Yeah. God
Like, as dark as that sounds, but fuck those people, man. Like, these are the same people that are gonna fucking berate someone for buying a whole bunch of toilet paper, but look at fucking Jeff Bezos and be like, oh yeah, go ahead and keep $2 billion, even though you don't fucking need it. It's they're
the same people that are attacking Chinese Americans for quote unquote starting the virus.
The Chinese disease, and that fucking president of ours.
The Kung flu.
that's half my, like, the rebel in me going, there. It seems like there's something else, because he keeps deflecting it at them, like he did something and got caught, so he's like, oh, let me deflect the fucking blame.
No, that's just him, period.
Like, I understand, like, he's a piece of shit.
A little bit.
It's like, I don't know. The rebel in me is like big business versus the people. That, I mean, I think about that shit all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And when this happens, it's like we're so ingrained into this shit and into our lives that we don't even realize they control the food supply. So if they want to fucking cinch or kink the fucking hose, they can. And then people freak out and kill each other, and they still win. So it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, that is pretty pessimistic. Like, I mean, it's that's
fine.
definitely pessimistic. No, I understand. Like, it's.
I mean, it's reality though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a possibility.
I don't think it's bad to think that way. Cause,
no, absolutely not.
Well,
you have to be open to everything.
I mean, honestly, we were at work today. We were talking about this whole stimulus package that we're supposed to get. How every American's supposed to get $1,000 or whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
They were. Some guy was saying he heard on the radio that Nancy Pelosi had blocked it in the House, and I was like, I thought it had passed the House and was waiting on the Senate.
The House.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, well, you know, I don't know, because that's what I thought they had said too, and da-da-da. I was like, it doesn't matter. We know what's going to happen anyway. They're going to fucking bail out the mega corporations and leave us all fucked. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Or
that's what happens every fucking time.
Or they'll say, here's your $1,000, and then they'll write rules after we get it and say, you owe us $1,500 now.
Yeah.
Or some shit, and you'll owe interest back to the fucking government on your taxes.
Hey, thanks, Mitch McConnell.
But it's this this president campaigning, and they're helping the fucking public.
It's
which to me, he's already tarnished his shit with the way he's handled this coronavirus thing. I mean,
this definitely didn't tarnish it.
Well,
it didn't make it anything any worse.
This was kind of the icing on the cake, the icing on the shit icing on the shit cake.
There it is.
We'll put it that way.
The diarrhea on the pile of cow dung. That one.
Yeah, because I mean, the whole handling of it And people are like, oh, you're trying to blame Trump for it. No, I'm not trying to blame Trump for it. I'm just saying the way he handled it was irresponsible and reckless. And the way he's continuing to handle it is still irresponsible. It's like he refuses to acknowledge that his words have consequences. When you call it the Chinese virus and you call it the Kung flu, you get racist assholes attacking Chinese Americans.
Like your base literally are racist assholes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like literally.
Mm-hmm. It's been proven time and time again.
Like
with
Jews
all those
will not
very
replace
fine
us.
people. Yeah.
Like, it's amazing.
It's gross.
Like
it's so gross.
I know amazing is usually used for good stuff, but this is so horribly bad. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like how
astonishing. That's a good word for it.
Could you imagine if somebody was watching a house fire and they had a fire hose right next to them? Like this is essentially what Trump is doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's watching a house fire, has a fire hose right next to him, opens a little bit and tries to spray it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Oh, see, I did a good job, right? I'm doing such a great job."
And then
you're fucking not.
Blaming the firemen standing next to him for not doing their job.
Hurry up!
While they are just getting there.
Yeah.
It's like if I was president, I would make a team, right? That their sole job is to watch for pandemics across the world.
That's crazy. He had one and fired him.
What? No. That doesn't sound like our president. He's a stable
Do you
genius.
think that's karma?
Yeah, genius.
No, karma would be him fucking
getting
dying
coronavirus.
from it.
Yeah. That would be sweet. And just him getting coronavirus.
Well, him and Mike Pence and McConnell
and those 4 senators that sold off their stocks right
that's
before
pretty
the
cool,
fucking
huh?
stock market crash.
You gotta throw
All
Kushner
of
in
them.
there too.
Yeah. I
Dirty Money. You see his episode? I haven't finished the season yet, but his episode, I was like, holy shit, dude.
What a
scumbag.
piece of shit.
Scumbag. Shout out Dirty Money. It's fucking great. Season 2's on Netflix. Have you watched that shit?
Nope.
It's fantastic. You should watch it. It's
Show?
really good. Yep. It's just talk about like corrupt money.
Oh God.
Corrupt people with money.
Yeah, like the first episode
really
about
fucking
Wells
good.
Fargo.
Fucking pour fuel on the fire. Get me going.
Oh yeah. Dude, it's there were a couple episodes that got my blood boiling, but it's really fucking good. I dug the shit out of it.
Okay.